All right, I guess we're going to go ahead and start. Start with saying some thanks. Thanks to the Miss Gill and kind of organizing the food and stuff. It was good, so I appreciate that. The decorations look really nice. It's come together well, so I appreciate you very much for that. And all those that helped with that stuff, thank you. Thanks to Britt and the girls for coming to all the games and allowing me to be around these boys and getting my testosterone fix in. On cue. Thanks to the families, you guys. It's been another great year where you have left us alone and allowed us to coach and just been supportive, at least when we're around, which is all that we can ask for. And so it's been it was a really great year for us. And thanks for traveling. We had the game that was at White House for the championship, and we had an awesome crowd there. We had the game at West Creek, and it was pretty cool looking up on a random Saturday at a school that nobody's ever seen or been to, and we were well supported. And so that means a lot to me, maybe not so much to them, and they will one day appreciate that. But for me, you know, it's neat. It's better than doing like a summer camp game, and so it makes it really fun that people care, and it means something to them and their families. So I love seeing that, and then our administration for being supportive and coming to the games and doing a good job with that, and also allowing me to coach. So, and last but not least, the legend, Coach Mark. He's the man. He's super loyal, and I appreciate that. And he does what I ask of him, and he loves these guys to the end. I know he's got these 8th graders for 3 years, and so he's super close to them, and they're special to him. He's going to come up and talk a little bit about the JV team, and we'll introduce our two that are here tonight. All right, Coach Mark.
I'm not much into talking in front of. There's not a lot of people here tonight. I'm just not. It's one of my fears, I guess. So I'm going to do the best I can. But I just want to say that the JV team this year, everybody got better. They all battled every game. They played hard. And they came to play every game. I believe our record this year was 6-4, and last year I was told they won 2 or 3 games. So, but Coach Watson does a great job coaching. He does a super job. He really does. But I'm already looking forward to next year, and I'm hoping we can get back to the championship game like we did the last couple of years. So we got some awards for the JV. White Bird. And Harrison Gill.
All right, for the 8th graders, I'd like to spend a little more time on them. They've been with us for a good amount of time, and what's kind of cool is, this is just for me personally, when 6th graders come, they drive me crazy. But by the time they're in 8th grade, I'm really close to them. I really like them most of the time, and just kind of being around them, they make me laugh. They're good dudes. So I want to spend a little time talking about each one of them on the court, and then just kind of maybe a little bit even as a person. So this first player was probably the greatest impact on the game, and I try to even use him as an example for Avery, my oldest. She plays basketball, but just the impact of hustle and determination and just putting your will in the game, and how that you don't even have to have, that's not even talking about skill alone, and how that applies to just life in general. You can just give so much effort, and I always use the word want. You want it. And this particular player had that for us this year and was just an impact player for that. I told him when he came out one game, he sat on the bench by me, and I said, man, I love that guy on the court. And he smiles, a big old smile with his dimples, and he goes, and I said, I just want you to apply that to everything. And when he does that, he puts together how he is on the court, the classroom and in life, he's going to be a force. And he was a force on the court for us this year, and that's Spencer Malinowski. Very good. We'll do it in the end. All right, this next player, he came in and I was a part of, I don't know, he just stuck out. He was wearing a Marty Stone shirt in 6th grade when they tried out for the club team. And he couldn't shoot a lick. So I was like, I'm not for sure that's good advertisement, Marty. He couldn't make it outside the block. And I was like, okay, well, he looks like he loves the game, you know. And anyway, so last year he was a good defender. I'm like, well, maybe. But even this year, his expectations for what I had for him were out the roof. And I don't think he realized how good he'd gotten and how important of a player he was. And then it clicked. I think I broke him one game, I'm not for sure. But sometimes he was the other end of some locker room direct conversation. And he came back and he had one of the greatest tournament runs for our team. And he did a great job being a leader on the court, off the court. He's a great kid. I got him to talk more and more this year, and he's just an awesome person, and he loves the game. He's turned into a fantastic player, and we know that he's going to be an awesome player in high school and whatever he wants to do with that. Hudson Gill. He thinks he's a sniper now, though. All right, this next player was a huge part of our team as far as being in the rotation, starting, and he was just a tremendous player. But you know what I love most about him is he's willing to do what I ask and try to do it the best. And I had to figure out, sometimes as a coach you have to figure out, you know, some guys can handle making them mad. You know, like Spencer, I like to make Spencer mad because I know he's going to play really hard. But some guys don't like that. They need more encouragement. So you try to figure that out. And you know what kind of vibe they need and what's going to make them perform the best. And for this player, I kind of get frustrated because he would shoot, and I wanted him to shoot, but then he was missing, and so we had to figure that out. So I just started getting a better feel of just, hey, just keep shooting, and we'll figure it out as we go, and I'll sub you out, I'll just put you back in, and maybe the next time you got it. And I felt like that helped click in the season, but he always has a great attitude. In practice, in game, in class, in school, he's just a fine young man. I love having him. I'm going to miss him terribly. And he's a great player, a good shooter, and he's a better driver than he thinks he is. And that is Grayson DeGraff. This next player is probably one of our most important pieces as far as our offensive side. He's got some good natural abilities, and he helped us a ton. He carried us a lot of the time. Well, not carried us. We had a great unit as a team. I don't think we had. I always said that last year we were top heavy in the scoring, and this year I felt like it was very diverse. You know, anybody at any game could contribute and play, and they did a good job. But this guy also, kind of like Hudson, almost had to be told, hey, we need you to score, we need you to come get the ball, we need you to be more aggressive. And sometimes they didn't quite realize how good he was. And so finally, we found out we got a good flow of that and started taking over and doing a much better job. I remember telling him in the Hawkins game that he was the best player on the court, and he was playing out of his mind. I was also happy that he stayed healthy all year, and so that made me nervous, and I know that makes him nervous, and he hates that, and I hate that I was a part of that in this football season. But I hope that he stays healthy. He's a terrific kid. He's becoming an awesome player with the shootings expanding to go along with his driving, and his defense is getting a little bit better. But we love him dearly, and that is Cooper DeGraff. All right, this next guy, I don't know what his expectations were for coming into the season. I don't really know, what's in their brain sometimes. It's kind of hard to tell, and I'm sure you guys get that too. Sometimes they're, kind of blank. And I don't know what he expected, and when they make the team, I know they're excited. But ultimately, you guys came to a lot of the games. You play, 7 guys, and maybe 8 in a tight game, depending on fouls. And so we have 11 8th graders. So we came out and kind of like talking about how players go. You got to figure out. Sometimes you try to come off nice. Sometimes you just got to be direct. And I don't know. There's a point in the season where he did break, and I was like, man, I was kind of crushed, but because he's such a good kid. He's an awesome guy, and he was trying to figure out what his coach wanted him to do. Do I drive it, coach? Do I shoot it? You told me not to shoot. Now I'm driving it. Well, what am I doing wrong? And he was just upset, and that's not the goal. But what I love about sports is the times were not good for him in the season and just a day-to-day practice. But he fought back, and you could see him little bit by little bit gain that confidence until he became, hey, I got this. I can play with these guys in practice. I can play in a game. And then he worked himself, and I don't know if he expected it or not, but he worked himself into playing in the sectional semifinal game and had great minutes for us. And so I love those little stories, to see those guys grow, come from rock bottom, and then they can apply that to life. I can handle what you throw to me. I got this. I believe in me. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to get back up, and I'm going to help contribute when I can. And so super proud of you, Will Riley. This next one, I love how he plays. As far as I usually talk to the guys about in Avery. 3 things. We're going to be tough. That's non-negotiable. He's definitely got that. We're going to give great effort. That's also non-negotiable. And he has that. And then playing with your intelligence. And he has that. But like I told him all year, it was get out of your own way. You've got this all season long. But I love how he would play in the games. I almost had a scaling back until one time I said, hey, why didn't you play football? He says, I am next year, coach. And I was like, that's perfect. It's a perfect sport for you. But I love that he showed determination in not making the summer team. He didn't make it last year. He would battle anybody at any time. He would back down to anybody. And then when he finally believed in himself, the boy could play. And he can play. You should see him in practice. He lights it up. He can play with anybody. And so the more confident he gets in himself and he holds that chin up when he makes a mistake, the better he's going to be. And I know he's going to excel in both sports in high school, but I'm proud that he kept trying out and he showed a willingness to, hey, I want this. This is a goal of mine, and I'm going to work to that. And to that he did. He was a rotational player for us. He started a game, and he did a great job for us this year, and that's Easton Higdon. This next player is just, they all are really, so I keep saying that, but I truly mean it. Just an awesome dude. He's just an awesome guy. He has the best demeanor. He's always just, yes sir, no sir. Never seems too up, never seems too down. Good attitude, willing to do what you need, willing to try whatever you need and do your best. He's not going to back down from anybody. He is one I do like to make mad because it's fun to when I know that it can get you going. I'm all smile on the inside and they're like, I got you now. And on this one, I like to tell him he was playing like a kicker, and that would always get him going. But he would battle anywhere. He was our backup post this year. He was a terrific player in practice to get us ready in the challenge. His effort was he led an effort in practice. A tremendous young man, and I'm glad he tried out and he made the team this year, and that is William Higgs. This next player came kind of into his own this year. We joke in the locker room, and I said, I don't even remember you last year. And I think that's maybe I'm just getting old, but this year he was a force. He was a game changer. I don't think teams expected that he would do what he could do. And you would look up at the scorebook and he was like, oh wow, he's double-digit scoring, and he shot, 4 times, and he made all 4. And so he would just change the game like that. I've never had such a good shooter have to be told, though, to shoot it so much. And so I think as he gains in that confidence, his coaches may eventually tell him to stop shooting. But at this time, we were glad that he was an awesome part of the team. I think he's fallen in love with the sport, and I'm happy that he got here and he played, and he was a huge part of our team. And then he finally talked to me this year, and so I felt like that was profound for us. And very, very few words, but he's an awesome young man and going to be an awesome player. And that is Connor Roberts. This last one, I guess, I decided, executive decision, if they're not here, I'm not going to talk about them. So, this next player, super proud of. They don't know, cuts are tough, and they take for granted a lot of them that they made the team, but it takes 700 kids, and if you split that in half, say it's 350 of them are guys, take 20 of the best dudes, 20 out of 350, that's pretty good. And so, to make the team, some guys are locks. That happens every year. Your rotation guys, your top 4 or 5 guys, that's obvious. I mean, anybody could walk in the gym and be like, yeah, he's got it. But it's those guys that are on the bubble that you don't know about. You hope you've chosen the right guy. You really have. And in this player, he was a 6th grader. And in 6th grade, I'll be honest, he wasn't like the best guy in class. He wasn't a guy that you were like, wow, teachers raved about. But I took a chance on him. I thought, you know what, maybe he'll get bought into this basketball. Maybe he'll do a good job. He doesn't like to upset me, so that's always a plus. And so he makes the team. And then in 7th grade, he had to grow up a little bit. But we took him again in 8th grade. And I don't know if he knew this or not, but it was again on the bubble for 8th grade. And he made it, and I'm so proud. And it was for sure, I was like, I'm glad I did. Because he showed maybe some of the most growth as a player, and beyond that, as an individual. I mean, right now, he's an awesome dude. I'm so proud of him. In 6th grade, I told you, I was like, man, he's on the list that you're like, gosh. But now, I love seeing him. I love seeing him in class. He's got confidence now. He's a good dude. He's got good friends now. And I love the directions he's heading, and I love to see that as a teacher at where I'm at. They're going to go down a path, and you hope it's the right one, and I feel like he's going on the right one now with great confidence. And as a player, he wasn't, we would say, he's not very physical. But even in PE the other day, he got to post somebody up and be physical, and I'm like a proud papa, like, attaboy, attaboy. I want good, tough young men. And he's accomplished that. He's an awesome dude now. I'm super proud of him, his grades, his behavior, his attitude, his character, and then as a player. And that's Elliot. All right, sometimes this might get lost in translation. I'd like for somebody to take a picture of all of them, though. I'm going to have you guys come up and maybe stand over here where it's not a great background. Maybe we'll do it at the end, but please, you can't let me forget, but I do want you to come stand up here. This year, voted on by the coaches in the county for our all-county team was Spencer Malinowski and Cooper DeGraff. So if you guys will come on up. And then, again, things are busy and hectic, and I don't know how much you guys get to soak in. All-tournament team was Hudson Gill and Connor Roberts. And then for sure on this one, because I'm not sure many of you didn't go to West Creek, and if you're like me, and once I lose, I hope everybody loses. But he made the all-sectional team, and that is Grayson DeGraff. So I don't know if that's a working backdrop or if this cafeteria is either, but look, smile, be proud. It's an honor. It's It's an honor. All right, so congrats to you guys. You can have a seat. Okay, now we have several team awards, which was the first time we've done this. It was kind of exciting to do, so I made a Google Doc, and they got to vote, and I love to just see how they voted, because you know how you perceive things, and I like to see how they perceive things. So we're going to run through those right now, and then Coach Mark is going to do the Offensive Player Award.
Okay, for the Offensive Player Award, it goes to Cooper DeGraff. It was voted on by the players. This award goes to the player that was our most consistent scoring threat and could score in a variety of ways, with the ability to break down defenders off the dribble, shooting from the three, or driving into the lane with his signature spin move. This award goes to Cooper DeGraff. The Defensive Player Award. The Defensive Player Award goes to the individual that changed the game the most with their defensive presence, in particular guarding their individual player the best and being impactful as a help side defender. This particular player led our team in blocks and rebounds and routinely guarded the best post player on opposing teams. Also voted on by the players, the Defensive Award goes to Spencer Malinowski.
Most improved, voted on by his peers. This player showed the most growth in his basketball skills throughout the season, showing a mental toughness to make it through being cut, to battling his way onto the team, then the court, becoming a starter, and consistently a rotational player. The most improved player award goes to Easton Higdon. This is the Best Teammate Award, and maybe one of the coolest awards, I think, because you see how they are in front of me, but I like to see how they are when I'm not around. And so I think it speaks to this person's character. And on another positive, we had several that got votes, so that's also pretty cool to see. It was spread out all over, so that hopefully to me, that means we've got some good dudes in the locker room when Coach Mark or I are not around. Strongly voted on by his teammates, this individual sets the example of how to treat others. Likewise, this individual was spoken for in being supportive of his teammates and his coaches, even when not in front of everyone. The Best Teammate Award goes to Parker Berry.
The Rising Star Award is voted on by his teammates. This award goes to the JV player that shows strong promise in his basketball game and looks to be a star for the Ellis basketball team next season. He was a leading scorer, ball handler, and terrific hustle player in the JV league this season. The Rising Star Award goes to John Vector. The Best Teammate Award. This award goes to the player that was the best teammate to others and coaches on the JV basketball team. Having a great attitude, tremendous effort, and a consistent willingness to learn, it is easy to see why this player was voted on by his peers as the best teammate on the JV team. The Best Teammate Award goes to Wyatt Bird.
All right, MVP, which I think all those others that we had stand up is awesome to have, other coaches to realize you, but having your teammates, I think, is even a greater honor. And being on a good team, several players contribute and must contribute to be effective. Meaning on a sectional semifinals basketball team and voted on by his peers and coaches as the most valuable player is that much more of an honor. Having to help bring the ball up versus pressure, play on the perimeter and post, guard the other team's best perimeter player, being the leading scorer, and playing his best ball during the tournament season, the most valuable player award, as voted on by his teammates, goes to Hudson Gill. Good thing you got those braces off for all these pictures. So I'm going to close this up. A few things. If you want to take pictures, we can go in here. We can go to the gym. That's fine. We do need help from the guys before we change and play to help clean everything up. Again, I can't thank you enough for an awesome season. And guys, I don't know how much you realize how much you affect me. Sometimes it can get long for me. Sometimes it can get tiring for me. And you were an awesome group. You're a group that I needed. And I know last year, it's not how it works. Like for the county and all that stuff, it's not that. It's just fun to be around. Just a good group of dudes without attitudes. And whatever we wanted you to do, you're ready to do that. You were a fun team. You were a good team. We went 15-6. You made it to the sectional semifinals, which I think is roughly the Sweet 16 of the state. And beyond that, I don't have to worry about you behaving in the school. I don't have to worry about you attending practices. I don't have parents that are bugging me about playing time and trying to coach. So just an awesome group. And I mean that from right here, that you guys are good dudes. I hope we stay in touch. Whatever you need, I know Coach Mark will be at your games and supporting you in the future. I hope you stay together. I hope you enjoyed your season this year and that we did right by you, and I feel like we did. And I feel like you got better, but I'm proud of you as men and the guys that you're becoming. You're some good dudes, and I really appreciate this season and how you guys were towards us and all around. And I really enjoy getting to know you, and I'm going to hate not having you here next year. So you're close to me. I almost think of you as friends, and I'm going to miss you guys. So to a great year. Our parents, thank you yet again for all that you did this year, for traveling, transportation. I don't take it for granted that we don't ever have to take a bus. We don't ever have to worry about somebody picking up on time. And I know you're busy, and as these girls get busier and busier, I am after this life too. And so I need you to be prompt and things like that. And so I truly, you were very much appreciated and kind of letting us do our deal. And I appreciate it yet again. You guys are some of the best. That's why I love this school. I love this place. But most importantly, not every season has a great group like this, guys. And these guys. And you guys are an awesome group. So to your 2019-2020 Ellis semi-final sectional basketball team. Well, that's it, unless Hudson's going to make a speech. So if you want to do pictures, is there any parents that want to do pictures? You want to try that deal over there? Okay, we can move those tables. Spencer, Harrison, y'all move those tables out. Wyatt, and we'll take a team photo with you guys that showed up.